welcome to Over 500. I'm your humble, highly awkward, gracious host, Mark Ogeen, joined by my nearest and dearest friend, Big E, Big Aggie.
Yes, welcome. I am the co-host, Big E, Big A&M, Aggiefied, Houston Astrofied, Spurified.
You is big.
Name it all. And actually, we got a kind of a different setup this time, and as you can see, we got our special guest here, Trevor, from FLIPSIDE Bar.
What's up? Thank y'all for having me. And I gotta be honest, I never thought I'd sit here and be excited to be somewhere where I'm with an Astros / A&M fan. As an Arkansas and Cubs fan, it's really, I feel awkward about the whole thing. So.
Yeah.
I just want to go and throw it out there immediately.
Feels like after this, we're just gonna jump over the table and just start going at it. I don't know. It's gonna turn to Canelo Saunders real quick.
Just like that.
How you feeling today, brother?
Man, I feel great. It's Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Drinko.
Yeah.
So, the bar's busy. Got the Dos Equis
Yeah.
there. Got it flowing. Got college baseball on right now. So it's not a bad day.
Yeah.
I gotta say, we're honored. It's Cinco de Mayo, big business booming right now, and you're here with us.
Well, I'm honored to actually be asked. So, as long as we can represent, I'm in.
So,
you go.
are you familiar with the format of our show? Because if not, I can go over it real quick. We do 3 topics, right? Over 500 topics. The biggest thing is happening in sports right now. Last week we had the draft and shit. People are talking about that everywhere. We got NFL draft recap. I want to get into that. For you and just for you only, we got college baseball. First time we've ever talked about it on
Is
this
that
podcast.
because we're number one and have been for a while? Is that the reason?
Yeah. The
Okay.
only thing you got.
Okay,
guys
I just
on.
wanted. I couldn't
Just let
remember.
the dagger sit.
Okay, cool.
And pig suey, what does that mean again?
I don't know.
Sweet.
There we go.
It's like the road tide, I guess. And,
But better.
But
a little more
better.
redneck.
Yeah, that's yeah.
and of course, we got to get our NBA talk in with NBA postseason madness.
Right around the corner.
Everybody's rushing to get to their seating and whatnot.
Yep.
The Lakers do not want to play the Clippers, and we'll get into that. Blah blah blah.
How weird is that?
It's very
I
weird.
mean, come on.
Battle
The
overlay.
Lakers don't want to play the Clippers. That's
the
just,
Clippers are good this year.
I know. It's just weird to say that. My whole life has been the opposite.
Yeah. All right, so I do want to get into our first topic. Oh shit, I already fucked up. Last week we had the NFL draft, and you guys caught that, right?
Yes.
And last week, I want to go real quick. You told me that Mac Jones was going number 3 overall.
Yes, that was my prediction.
And you were very, very wrong, and I was very, very right, friend. Trey Lance went number 3 overall to San Francisco.
Yes, sir.
So give me my flowers right now. I want my flowers.
I guess I'll have to give you a beer after this because I ain't got nothing for you.
You catch that? You catch that at all, Trevor?
Man, not a whole lot. Honestly, I'm a college fan, right? And
Yeah.
Arkansas has been so bad in football since 2011. Bobby Petrino, that whole fiasco. We don't
Yeah.
need to talk about it. We had one guy drafted, and it was somebody I didn't even really know. And we really thought that our quarterback, Felipe Franks, would.
Yeah.
He ended up not getting drafted, even because there's so many quarterbacks in the draft
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
So he ended up not getting drafted and ended up I think he signed a deal with the Falcons or something.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of it I've got on that.
Probably like a Packer squad, something like that, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we've been kind of
Which is kind of crazy because Arkansas, I would imagine, would have some big, beefy linemen coming into the draft. They play in the SEC.
And that's the thing is we had a coach named Chad Morris. A lot of people here in Austin probably know who he is because he was the coach of, I want to say Westlake or Lake Austin, one of them, years ago. But he came in with a high-flying offense. And so he got a bunch of small guys that could run, but it's man, this is not high school. This is the SEC West. We play Alabama and LSU every year.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So we're turning over. We're in the whole transfer portal and all that. Those 2 years were actually the worst in the history of Arkansas football. So, just skip me on that.
So yeah, there was no Ryan Mallett for Arkansas this year,
Not
but
this year.
I do want to say I'm surprised Justin Fields went before Mac Jones.
I'm actually not surprised. I think we talked about it last week. Justin Fields? He's a huge athlete. I know there is skepticism of Ohio State quarterbacks, and it's kind of a difficult feeling for somebody to draft somebody from Ohio State, and that's tough. But at the end of the day, he's an athlete. He his QB camp and his workouts. They're
I thought
nice.
he was better than Trey Lance. He's more ready now.
Yeah, I would agree so too. But I mean, Trey Lance was the golden boy for San Francisco,
And that's why I have Chicago as like one of the winners of the draft. Is that
absolutely.
they coming into fucking Friday night or Thursday night, whatever it was. They had the 20th pick, and their QB1 was Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, Andy Dalton is not very good.
For all you Cowboys fans, let us know how that went last year, right?
They saw Justin
He's
Fields
bouncing
sitting
around for a while, too. Yeah.
So Justin Fields sitting there, and they traded up. They didn't give up too much, and they walked away with Justin Fields.
Yeah, franchise quarterback, obviously, if it works out, right? We still got to see that, but franchise quarterback for the next couple years, next lot of years.
Where did Jones end up going?
15 to Patriots.
Okay.
And
So-
that was a big surprise because they didn't even move up to get him. They just sat there the whole time.
Yep.
Wow.
And he fell.
I mean, I guess if you want to say Patriots, they got it again. You know what I'm saying? They had one of the top 5
That's
quarterbacks
why everybody
fall in
hates
their
them.
lap.
Is that every time
It just
they just
happened.
fall ass backwards into good stuff
Yes.
happening for them every single time.
And I mean, Mac Jones is ready. He's ready.
Yeah.
Like I think he could possibly. Well, he's got to beat Cam Newton out. And I don't know if that'll happen.
That won't be too hard.
But I think maybe 4 games. What do you do? What's the over under? What do you think?
I think Cam Newton makes it to week 8.
You think he makes it to week 8? Remember, there's 17 games this year.
I'm calling it right now, week 8.
What'd you think, Trevor?
I mean, Cam Newton was last year's first year, but he was hurt for the first
and,
year.
and he had COVID, I think. Something
And
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So it'll be his first time totally healthy.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
And
I
he
mean,
had no weapons, so I'll give him that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he's willing to listen to Belichick
Yeah.
and willing to actually put in the work, I guess that's the real question, because the dude's got the tools.
Yeah.
So he played at Auburn. I hate the guy. Whatever. I'll
Yeah,
never forget
yeah.
that season. Anyway, but I mean, I don't know. I think that he could probably do the whole season if he actually, puts his pride aside a little bit and actually puts the work in. But if he doesn't do that, which I'm going to say he won't,
Yeah.
I'll give him 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm thinking somewhere between the 6 to 8, so I'll just go with 7, just so I can beat
Cool.
y'all.
You have a favorite NFL team?
Man, honestly, every other sport I've got a favorite.
Yeah.
When it comes to the pros, I mainly care about where Arkansas players go.
Okay.
Because being from Fayetteville, we've got the Cowboys
Yeah.
that are 5.5 hours away. We got the Chiefs that are somewhat close, but man, this is going to sound really stupid, but they look like they're wearing ketchup and mustard, and I just can't get past that. I can't wear those colors, so I'm not going to go out and buy a jersey. You know what I mean?
Hey, isn't the the state fruit or something like that, like the tomato, right?
You know what I
So
heard of?
there you go.
Kansas?
We do have something.
Arkansas, yeah.
We do have something called the Arkansas Travelers, which is a tomato. So I don't know if that's
There you go.
maybe. I'm just gonna say yes.
Yes,
Why not?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I love tomatoes, so whatever.
No, I'm sure the Cowboys do take a lot of y'all fan base out there.
Yeah, they do, and it's like divided because in Arkansas you either hate the Cowboys or love the Cowboys. You
Yeah.
either hate the Cowboys because they're from Texas.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing in Austin.
Yeah.
You love them or hate them.
Yeah.
Well, that's
or
what,
you love them because
uh,
they're the closest to us. So
Jerry Jones went to school there, right?
Yep.
Played football there,
I had no idea.
championship. Yeah, so
yeah, and
that's why he's got some ties there, right?
Yeah, and he donates ridiculous amounts of money. I mean, there's an argument to be made that between Jerry Jones and the Waltons, that's why Arkansas is what it is.
So it's Team Jones versus Team Walton.
pretty much.
I do want to talk about your team real quick. Texans didn't do jack shit whole
No.
draft. Didn't have a pick to round 3,
Yeah,
and they took
Really?
quarterback. Yeah.
yeah.
They traded all their picks away,
They traded
right?
all their picks. So yeah, my team, that's the Texans. They're one of the losers, I think in anybody's.
Well, you said they traded their picks away?
Well, yeah, because
How'd they do in the trades? though?
it was with they got Lermy Tunzel, which is a hell of a tackle. He's a hell of a player, hell of a defender, a lineman for their future quarterback. Right? We don't know what the hell's wrong with our quarterback right now. But I think they traded too much for him, and they
And they didn't get enough back in the fucking what trade was it for? What's his name again? The wide receiver for Texans?
I think it was Kenny Stills.
No, the other guy, the one that went to the Cardinals.
You're talking about DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, they didn't get enough for DeAndre Hopkins. Like they traded all that stuff away, and they should have got like more stuff back.
Yeah, so DeAndre Hopkins, Kenny Stills, and Lermy Tunzel were
Yeah.
basically 3 players they gave away. I mean, they brought in, but they gave away so much to get them, and we saw what happens when you give away all your picks. We saw what happens when all that bullshit happens. So,
but tell me, what is it?
Hopefully, a lot of your sports teams, don't give up all their picks because that's the future.
What does this mean for Deshaun Watson? He gone?
I don't know.
He gone? Gone? Gone?
I honestly don't know. I think eventually, maybe not this year. I think maybe this whole year, and they might wait to play it all out. But he's gone.
Yeah.
Whether it be to another team,
I agree,
or whether it be completely out of the league. But they're preparing for the future. Yeah,
that'd be crazy to hear me completely out of the league.
I mean, you're talking about a guy who had potential to be a Hall of Famer, a champion, et cetera, et cetera.
How often does that happen, though? It seems like you always, every year, you hear about somebody. He's the next, and 2 years later, you're going to hear his name again.
That's true.
I do want to say, if he was white, I think we wouldn't be talking about this right now. He'd be like, oh, he didn't do it. Look what happened to Ben Roethlisberger.
What if he was brown?
Ben did a lot worse, and is still playing to this day.
And he got, it was proven, right?
No, it wasn't proven, but they settled out in court. They settled out.
Yeah.
Normally means somebody did something.
Yeah, generally.
Yeah.
Generally.
So, all right. I just think he's gone, Deshaun.
Yes.
What happened with J.J. Watt?
J.J. Watt left in free agency.
He did leave. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought so.
And he's actually playing with the Cardinals, or going to be playing with the Cardinals.
Will he stay healthy? He's never been able to.
Absolutely
no,
not.
I think they're going to play it to where he's out this game, he plays 2, then he's out 1, then he's out 1, stuff like that. Or he doesn't play enough snaps, but they're going to use him a lot to get into the playoffs or in the playoffs. That's exactly what's going to happen.
He just plays a position where they just decline quickly, and he's just too old at this point.
Yeah. I'm a huge J.J. Watt fan. Whether he's not on the Texans or not, he's an amazing person. He's an awesome
He's an amazing person.
And he donates a lot. He's just a good person overall.
Well, and when he plays, he's awesome. He's one of those X factors,
No,
kind of like what's that guy's name? They call him the Honey Badger. Tyrann Mathieu.
Tyrann Mathieu.
It's like that, He's got that X factor about him.
Yeah.
It's like he's always doing something.
Yeah. And not only is he always doing something, but you can see it from your TV, right?
Yeah.
Or if you're in the stadium, you
He
can
has
see
an
it.
impact at all times.
Like this guy's actually playing. Like he's not taking any breaks and any snaps or anything. He plays hard 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the guys that you want. Got character. Those are the guys you want to draft. Those are the guys you
Absolutely.
want on your team.
Yep.
All right. Well, transitioning into our next topic, we have college baseball.
Yes.
Pig SOOIE.
So
I'm sure you're happy.
I'm very happy
Because I was looking at the standings today and see what Texas was at, and they're number 6.
Mm-hmm.
But Arkansas is number 1.
We are number 1, and usually we're always in the top 15, right? Like the last 17, 18 years, something like that. I think our streak is we made the postseason 18 years in a row, something along those lines, which is big, and we've got several college World Series appearances. We haven't won one though. Appearances. We won't talk about 2018, but for the first time that I can ever remember, not only are we number 1, but we've been number 1. I think this is 11 straight weeks. We haven't lost
going on 11. Yes,
going on 11. Yeah, we haven't lost a single weekend series yet. To open the season, we beat. I think at the time Texas Tech was number 3. Texas was number 8, and TCU was number 9.
Yeah,
back to back,
big
just like that. So we actually have the best resume in all of college baseball, and it scares the living crap out of me because I just know that eventually, we're gonna do well because we'll host the regionals, we'll probably host the supers, but we're gonna end up playing somebody like Vandy or somebody like that has 2 aces, and we're gonna lose 2-0, and it's just gonna be like that, and we don't even get there.
So you guys
that's just me being a pessimistic Arkansas fan,
But I mean, if they can stay number 1, right?
Then we'll have the overall number 1 seed.
Then you got some play in there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got opportunity to not face somebody like Vandy because Vandy has always been a really great team as well.
They're always good. It's the only thing they're really good at in anything.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
They literally
Every now and again,
terrible.
like once every 10 years, they've got a good basketball team, and that's about it. But
True,
baseball, I mean, they've always got an ace or 2.
yes. That Vandy is that school in baseball.
They
So
are.
is Arkansas the favorite to win it all?
Man, the media hates us in every sport. They always do. I mean, it's just a thing. And I was reading. Actually, I was watching the LSU Arkansas series. Right.
Yeah.
So, because of inclement weather, the last 4 straight weeks we've had to play a doubleheader for the second, which is crazy, right? Like that happens once, maybe twice every year,
yeah.
maybe 4 straight weeks. So our boys are tired. We're playing literally 8-9 hours of baseball on that second day, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I can imagine playing for 3.5 hours, winning a game, being all excited about it, and then sitting for an hour and a half and go out and throw the ball around again because we got another game. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, especially when you've already known you won the series, right? Well, I was watching the LSU series. I guess this was last weekend, I think it was. Yeah, it was last weekend. And we already won the first game, which was on a Thursday. And then Friday rolls around, and we beat the crap out of them. We were up at one point 16-2 or something. I mean, the game was over.
It was, yes.
Yeah, it was over in the 6th inning. We started throwing some guys that hadn't pitched all year, And, they got some runs knocked around on us, whatever. But, I mean, the game was never in question. The third game, I'm sitting there watching, and the commentator literally goes, well, because they were talking about, the World Series and what might happen. The guy literally goes, well, there's some really good teams out there. Arkansas, I guess, is one of them. And,
Wow.
they're pretty good.
Wow.
And they start naming people that aren't even in the top 10. And I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. We got the best resume. We haven't lost a series, blah, 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 blah. We've beaten, we've taken 4 top 15 series on the road so far this year. And they're going, they're okay. So who the favorite is, I don't know.
Yeah.
As far as the media is concerned, I couldn't tell you. But we are stacked. We have one problem, and that is our Saturday pitcher, our Saturday starter. Outside of that, good. So.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are just hot, red hot right now, man.
And have been all year long, and that's what worries me. Sometime you're going to cool down, I mean, it's rare to be number one from start to finish and win the whole thing in any sport. And especially a sport where you've got to win best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
That's hard.
So it's like a Patriots run for Arkansas?
I hope so.
Where you lose at the end to
Well, I hope not
that.
I think it'd be worse. Vanderbilt's actually pretty good. If they lost to, I don't know.
I just know I'm a
Louisiana
filthy
State
casual.
or something like that.
Yeah.
I know Texas is doing good this year. They do good every year, right?
Texas is really good. Actually, I want to say, as much as I hate to say this, I think Texas has the most championships in college baseball of all time. I think that's the truth. I think so. Mm-hmm. We call ourselves the Omahawks because College World Series is Omaha.
Yeah.
But Texas, I think they call it Dish Falk North or something like that because they're always there.
I just want to say Arkansas and A&M both beat Texas at the beginning of the season.
It's true.
That's
totally
all that
did.
matters. There you go. There you go.
It's true. Oh man. So we beat TCU, Texas Tech, Texas, and A&M. So we've called ourselves the Texas State champs this year.
Yeah. I gotta hand it to them. Yep. Gotta hand it to them.
That is impressive.
So I got a question for you. We got, baseball's almost over, right?
Mm-hmm.
The season's almost over, and then we get to the World Series. College World Series. You got pretty much 2 key matchups coming up, right? That's Tennessee and Florida in the next couple weeks / months. Do you think the outcome of that, how is that going to affect, or what do you think, we're just going to, take 2-1 or 3-0 or whatever it is? What's your prediction? What do you think? Give me your, what do you, there's 2 things, right? You hope for, and then there's something that you want, right? Obviously you probably want them to be number 1, or maybe you don't, right? But what do you hope for, and what do you think is going to happen?
As a super fan, I want to win every single game from here on out, right?
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to be at the Florida series
Nice.
in Fayetteville. My girlfriend surprised me with tickets back home, so we're going to get to go. I'm pretty excited about that.
It's awesome.
But so when Arkansas in basketball made their run, and we hit the Elite Eight. We were arguably the hottest team going into the tournament. Into March Madness. So when we had the SEC tournament, we were I think the number 2 seed in the SEC, and we won our first game, and then the second game we were so hot it almost looked like we expected to win, and we lost, and then we took that to the tournament with us, to the big dance with us, right?
Yeah.
And then we just started rattling off wins. So I want to win every single game. I think it would be good for us to maybe, because Tennessee's been talking smack all year long.
Yes,
They're in the East. We're doing blah blah blah. We can't wait to get. We can't wait to play Arky. Blah blah. And I'm pretty sure we're in Knoxville for that. So I don't want to. Like, I hate saying I hope we lose or anything like that, but I kind of want to get knocked around and just bring our heads out of clouds.
Yeah.
That way we come back, we take care of business in Florida while I'm in the stands. Maybe I'll catch a home run. Who knows?
Good luck.
I am bringing my glove. So I don't want to say that I hope we lose, but I would like for something, or maybe we like just barely, sweep them, but maybe we just barely extra innings every single game or something like that. That way it's like, hey, you're vulnerable. You can lose.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That way we can actually go into Omaha or the actual postseason, down to business, ready to go. So,
I feel that. I agree with
we'll
that.
see.
You need a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
You need to be
Yeah.
humbled. You
Exactly.
can't go in too cocky.
Exactly. I mean, we've got it was like it started in the beginning of the year. We before the season even started, we had 4 of our players as preseason first team All-Americans. I mean, that just doesn't happen. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, that's some
that's
great
huge.
talent right there.
Yeah, and every single year we have 4 or 5 people drafted. What was it last year? I think it was last year we had the number 3 overall. Which baseball, there's 30 rounds. I think.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Because they got so many farm teams and all that kind of stuff. So it's like one thing to go on the first top 3 rounds, but to go number 3 overall is like, all right. I signed my name. There's $8 million immediately. By the way, you get another 40 over the next 3 years or whatever ridiculous numbers. So, it's a big thing.
Baseball contracts are huge.
They're insane.
Yes.
They're insane. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to lose, but but I want to win the whole thing. And if we have to get swept from here on out just to win the whole thing, then I'll take that trade.
take it.
I will be keeping an eye on this now. So I'm very interested now.
Keep an eye. Can you give us your best pig SOOIE?
SOOIE!
Hey, call the pigs. Call the hogs.
So what we actually do, we go, woo, pig, SOOIE, yell it 3 times, and then you yell Razorbacks. And usually you're half
I need to
drunk.
see that.
Yeah, no, I've been a couple A&M games.
Oh, yeah, A&M
Yeah.
has a crazy chance too.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I saw one of the games. I caught one of the games where we have that matchup in
Arlington,
yeah,
Cherry World.
and yeah, it's awesome.
So
It's
I
so
actually
good.
was there for the 2011 game when we went into I think it was 3 overtimes.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was wild because obviously it was pre-COVID, so the stands were just full. And it was like down the aisle, on one side was all A&M, and on the other side was all Arkansas. And it was just, we're separated by like 3 feet or whatever. And I had some like old lady grandmas straight up saying some of the worst things I've ever said to me. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm sorry.
Did you contemplate swinging or not?
Oh, I did swing. No, I'm just kidding. Old lady blood was shed that day.
Yes.
I love it. I love it when alcohol is involved in this kind of stuff. I do want to get into our last over 500 topic, which is NBA postseason madness. We got a lot of NBA teams running into their seedings. Like there are some teams trying to avoid other teams.
Yeah.
Some teams just fighting for the playoff lives for Washington, and there's a lot of other interesting things going on. Spurs right now, 10 seed.
10 seed Spurs. Yeah. Yes.
You think they're gonna make it?
Yeah, so I don't think the Pels are going to catch up.
No,
they're about
They're
2
done.
games behind. It's still possible mathematically, but that means they would probably face someone like the Warriors or the Grizz, and I'll take both of those. I'll take both of those matchups.
You think you can beat the Warriors in a 1-game playoff series?
I think so.
Do or die?
Yeah, just double team Curry.
You believe in that at all, Trevor? Like,
Man, I remember watching everybody try to double team Curry when he was in Davidson.
Yeah.
So that's not going to work.
yeah.
Imagine now, right?
Right?
I mean,
that guy
This is the fan
ridiculous.
coming out of me,
Sure.
right?
He doesn't have.
If you believe it, it will.
Yes, it will happen.
He doesn't have Clay to go hot when
Yeah.
he's not hot. I would like to think Golden State makes it for sure. Absolutely. Memphis, San Antonio. I think they're out.
That's what you think, right?
Yeah,
Memphis, San Antonio.
I totally believe that.
Yeah, I mean
I put
it's
money
a
on it.
possibility. If I had to put my money on it or whatever it was, I want to say yes, but the fan in me says no. Believe.
You got to win 2 games, right?
Yeah.
So say San Antonio does win the first play-in game versus Memphis, then you got to play the winner of Golden State. And it might be Portland, it might be Lakers, it might be Dallas. You think any of those teams is gonna?
Yeah, I mean, I think Portland's getting in regardless.
It's Dame time.
Yeah, Dame time.
Yeah.
They're getting
Absolutely.
in regardless.
This is when he shines. So.
Absolutely,
Yes. Yeah. So then that
He's going for 40.
That only leaves you those 3, and obviously out of those 3, only one can advance. And,
Yeah.
I don't know. Do the Warriors just want to play good and then get out so they can get a good pick or something?
I don't know what they want to do.
wanna
They're just
tank, or-
trying to get healthy next year.
I think all those
They've been
teams
doing
right
that for
there
the
are
past
like in
3
no
years,
man's
so-
land.
Yeah, they've been injured
Yeah,
for so long.
yeah,
it
yeah.
seems like.
Clay is coming off 2 ACL tears now.
Jeez.
Mhm.
That is terrible.
And he's only getting older.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got like the best medical people
Yeah.
in the world.
yeah.
But still, age is age.
It's tough. What about the East? What do y'all think about the East?
I'm in love with Washington right now because Westbrook
Washington.
is going on a tear. He's heard all the disrespect, and we'll get into that later.
Yes.
But him and Bradley Beal are on a tear, and they're just winning games.
And it almost seems like they kind of complement each other.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook's that all around athlete, and Bradley Beal is just that shooter. Give him a sniper, he'll shoot it. He'll make it. He'll hit the target.
So right now they're sitting at 10, and they're on track to play Indiana. And they just
Yeah.
beat the crap out of Indiana. Westbrook just put up 20 rebounds, like 20 assists, and like 10 points, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I totally believe that they have a chance to beat Indiana and then beat whoever's standing in front of them after that, and then see the Nets round 1.
So I think
That's like my wet dream to see
yeah.
fucking Westbrook go against KD. And
That would be
Kobe.
awesome.
it
That
would be awesome, but I mean, let's be honest. Unless the Nets are resting players to say, we can handle them with a little bit of rest still, I don't think they got a chance.
You think the Nets are the favorite?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, they've been unstoppable since they've been all together and healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they haven't been healthy. That's the whole thing.
They haven't gotten completely healthy.
Yeah, no. When Harden plays, it feels like Kyrie doesn't play.
Right.
When Kyrie plays, it feels like KD doesn't play.
Mm-hmm.
And when KD plays, it feels like Kyrie's not playing. So it's just like a never-ending revolving
Right,
door of
right.
just somebody's not
yeah.
playing, somebody's not healthy.
It's like we never see a full lineup,
We've seen them maybe
Constantly.
like 5 games all
Yeah.
season. All 3
and
of
it's
them are
been
healthy.
pretty sporadic.
Yeah.
I just want to say this: the Bucks are the number 3
They
seed.
just beat the
My
crap
boy
out of the Nets.
Bobby Portis is playing pretty well for them
Bobby
right now.
Portis, yes, he's in Arkansas.
Yes,
guy
he
right there.
is. He's
And-
actually from Little Rock too, and he's been killing it.
Yeah,
He
he's been
has
playing really great.
He
ever
really
since.
has.
I love it when Bobby Portis plays 25 minutes and he puts up 0 stats, and they're like, "Here's Bobby Portis' stat sheet," and it's just 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists. He's just out there doing cardio.
Right.
'Cause he's a good defender and he'll shoot
Yeah,
a 3 every
yeah.
once in a while, but sometimes he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta just go. I mean, if I was on, Giannis's team, I'd just step back and watch.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
I would just
that's
play hard
true.
D. That's all you
Yeah.
gotta do.
Get front court seats, see Giannis, see the Greek Freak. I think. I mean, they're also people can't forget about the Sixers. People can't forget about the Bucks. The Bucks actually hold the tiebreakers against both of those teams. So if there were to be a tie, some way, somehow, the Bucks would be.
Well, Milwaukee's
would
3
trounce
back
us.
in the loss column. Like, I don't see them catching up to Philadelphia and Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a possibility, but they know how they play, or maybe
Yeah.
it's just like I don't know, let's not play them that hard, and we'll play them hard in playoffs. I don't know.
There's something interesting going on with the playoff games, though, and the play-in games, because the Lakers are sitting right there. They have a chance to be in the play-in games, and so does Boston.
Yes,
And you think the NBA will stand for that when you lose LA, Lakers, and Boston
I think-
to play-in games?
I think it's good TV. I think it's good
It's
TV.
must-watch TV, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Everybody expected, Memphis and the Hornets
Yeah.
and all these small market teams, the Wizards, playing for a play-in team, and then all of a sudden now you got the Lakers and the Celtics and these play-ins, and it's just all of a
That's
sudden
just crazy.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's
Yeah.
like what the heck?
Do
big
or die.
markets, bad, good
LeBron's going
teams?
home,
Yeah.
guys. Like, there's no LeBron this
That would be
postseason.
crazy.
And then everybody's gonna flip the channels.
Yeah.
5 minutes into the game, whenever the game's a 2-point game, something like that. So I think it's good for TV, man. I think it's good for us. Shit.
Right.
Yeah.
It was hilarious because LeBron last year was like, "Yeah, why wouldn't they do that? Like, it's fun for the league and whatnot." And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
this year he came out and then like a couple days ago he said, I don't know who idea this was, but they need to be fired.
Yeah. So I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. That was trash.
Of course.
He's mad and he's frustrated because he might have to play.
He
into
never
it.
thought it would be him, and now he's sitting right there at number 6. And
But I mean, it's kind of hard to blame him. Like he's been in it since he's been in the league,
Pretty much. Yeah.
which is crazy.
it's just kind of his first year, besides that 1 year a couple years ago where he's been battling injuries, and like his team's like he knows his team is better than that. So
Right.
he in his mind he's like, well, we're good enough to be in the playoffs. Why are we fighting for this spot? You know, pretty much.
I don't even know how this guy makes it, to rests and how he's like, all right, I'm able to do. Let's do another postseason.
Yeah.
Season and postseason. It's just
No,
it's
the
incredible.
turnaround for LeBron was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He got like 2 months off, and that
Yeah.
was it. And he's fucking 36, and he has like thousands of miles on his legs.
It's like he got an extended All-Star break.
Pretty much, yeah.
But
How many games has he played? Do we know, like career-wise?
career wise? I don't know, but it's probably more than anybody, more than Jordan.
I would think
Absolutely.
so.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it's as much as like Stockton. Maybe those guys played. I think Stockton retired with like 17 out of 19
I
seasons
saw,
where he played 82 games.
I saw a stat where LeBron has the most career turnovers, which that's
Well, it
kind of a
makes sense.
longevity stat.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
He's been around that long.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
mean he's bad or
No,
whatever. That's just ridiculous.
The haters
but-
use that though.
Yeah,
against
of course they do.
him. They're like, look,
Yeah.
Mickey.
Well,
and-
it's like when they talk about Westbrook and all the triple doubles. Like, well, it's just stat stuff. And cause you just said 20, 20, and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's supposed to be a scorer, but now he's out there rebounding. And,
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And I have
Well,
opinions
yeah.
about that, but we'll get into that in a minute.
And it's like your 3-and-D guys, right?
Yeah.
You know, they'll just stay out there and they had a bad night where they shot 2 of 11 threes and they had no rebounds and no assists, whatever it is. But they were defending, and there's no stat for defense besides steals, and there's
Right.
putting a hand and putting your, all that kind of stuff.
It's all the
is
stuff
just-
that doesn't show up in the
exactly,
stat sheet. Yeah,
exactly. So we'll have to see, man. This is
Bobby Porter's.
yeah. Bobby Portis all day. This is pretty interesting.
I do want to give props to Denver real quick because ever since Jamal Murray went down, they have kept going up,
Yes,
and they're actually
Joker.
They're actually sitting right behind the Clippers for number 3 seed,
the Joker.
which is funny because the Clippers are trying to run away from the 4 seed and get to 3 to play the Lakers, but the Lakers are falling ass backwards into the 6 seed. So then eventually it might just end up the Lakers and play the Clippers anyway
Yeah.
in the first round,
Yes.
which is kind of like that's what both teams don't want to happen, but it's probably going to happen.
Never underestimate the Joker. Never underestimate those type of players like Dirk.
I think
Nowitzki.
everybody assumed that everybody wrote them off.
Yes.
Pretty much. And
Just like everybody wrote off Dirk and the Mavs when they did
Yeah.
the championship run.
2011?
Yeah.
Was that when that 11?
I
that
think
was-
so.
it
Was
was
I'll never forget watching J.J. Barrera just go all over the place and then go on around. Look like he's about to do a Steve Nash move. Remember
Yeah,
how he used to
yeah,
do that?
yeah,
Like
yep.
go
Yeah, yeah.
around and then he would go around and then just fly. It was almost like Superman, like underneath, throw it up over his head and just fly off, but it goes in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it is
JJ
like-
Burrow.
Didn't
Who's
they?
that?
Yeah, right. Didn't they beat? That was the first year, or was it the second year?
It was the
They
first-
beat
it was
LeBron.
the
right?
Yeah,
first
first
year.
year the
Yeah.
Heatles.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And JJ Barrera is like the ultimate role player. I think he's still playing today, right?
He's over. Actually, I only know this. I can't remember where it was though, because I saw like a thing on it the other day. He's overseas somewhere, like in Spain or something.
Okay.
I want to say a couple years back he was with the Bucks for
Yeah,
something,
well, I don't know
something like that. But
something
I-
because
yeah.
he did still play recently within the last 5
Yeah,
years
yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
But I mean, just think about the possibilities.
Of
So-
JJ Barrera?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about
Okay.
with the team like
He's gonna come back right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just in JJ Barrera signed to Denver. Point guard. All right, that's enough for NBA postseason. We're going to go commercial break real quick, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to Over 500. Before we get into our under 500 topics, I do want to remind you guys that we are made possible to you by Treaty Oaks Gin and Rum. As you can see, the bottles are
Shit.
very, very empty because we've been having a good time. We drunk them all.
Yes.
I would take a shot, but they're gone. And obviously, we're brought to you by our good friends over at FLIPSIDE Bar, local bar God damn it, I fucked it all up.
I
I need it over again.
Yes.
You know what? Screw it. I'll just take over here. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
We're Flipside. We're a sports bar over in Oak Hill, which is the southwest part of Austin. If you know where 290 of William Cannon meet. If you've ever been, have y'all ever had Via 313 Pizza?
Yes.
Right over
Yes,
there. Yeah.
yes.
So we're in that same little shopping center right there, and man, we got a bunch of TVs. We're about to do a whole new renovation where I'm putting in a whole big a draft wall. So right now we've got 10 drafts, which is cool, but we're about to have 24, and we're super excited about it. And
Double trouble.
yes, sir. And we're trying to just we're trying to become a staple in the area, right? And so we've been doing we've got a whole crawfish boil series. We got another one this Saturday. Actually, we're having it alongside of the Canelo and Saunders fight.
Yes, Team
So,
Canelo.
That sounds like the move. That sounds like the move.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
we'll be there. We'll be
this
there.
Saturday, what is that? May 8th, I think is
Yeah,
what it is.
yes.
Yeah. Y'all should all come out and watch whatever is on TV. Actually, do we have? We should have some NBA that afternoon too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So come on out and see us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to the fight here in a little bit too, so
Yes, sir.
that's gonna be interesting.
Oh. Well, before we get to the fight, under 500 topics. Russell Westbrook, top 2. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah. So lately, in the news, we've been hearing about Russell Westbrook and triple doubles, and he's so good and he's so great. But then there's been a flip side to it, right? Ironically,
I like it.
there you go. There's been a flip side to it about people just talking bunch of bad shit, saying,
How much he pay you for that?
yeah.
I mean,
Let me check my Venmo real quick. No, just talking about his statistics
He's
are horrible.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, and I mean he's a bad shooter and he's a bad teammate and he doesn't distribute the ball and he's a ball hog. Yada yada yada.
All that is true, by the way.
Yeah. So I mean, what's your take? What do you think?
You're a big OKC fan, right?
I am a big
So I've
OKC
heard.
fan. Yeah. So when he was always tough because when it was Harden, Durant, and Westbrook.
Yes.
I want to say it was at 2012 when we made it to the finals.
Yeah, it was.
And it was LeBron's first one, right?
Yeah.
And I think we won the first game in the finals. And I mean, it just felt
Mm-hmm.
right. And I felt like at that point, well, now looking back on it anyway, I feel like that was our unfortunately peak, right?
Yeah, it
Because
was.
they were playing they were playing team ball, But after that, Harden didn't want to come off the bench anymore.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame him, but I mean, as much as I'm not a Spurs fan, Ginobili, come on.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
not see that and then go, hey, I can do that and I can win some championships?
and get paid.
And get paid. And it's not like we weren't paying him, you know what I mean? So, and then Durant did his whole July 4th thing. I'll never forget that day because I was at a big at one of my bars. We had a big party, right? We had it was on July 3rd is when we did it. So I rolled over July 4th, saw that he made that announcement, put my phone down, was pissed, and went right back to sleep. After that, it's like Westbrook took over, right?
Yeah.
And it was like I loved it. It was
Yeah.
awesome. But every now and again, that started to come out, and that was like the beginning of it, And then the year, I don't remember what year it was, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, where maybe not even that long. Where how many triple doubles did he have in a row? And he averaged. I think
it
he
was double
averaged
digits.
one.
He
Yeah.
averaged-
I think it was
averaged
23.
Yeah.
It was something
like that.
ridiculous, right? But
First
we-
person to average it in modern era.
Yeah, and it was
There you go.
awesome. But like you're saying, every now and again, you'd be like, "Well, that guy's wide open. Why'd you do that?" Why are you? And there were times where we have a big like Steven Adams sitting there ready for the rebound. There's no one around, and he would kind of
And Westbrook would fly in and grab it.
yeah, but it didn't necessarily look like the eye test. It didn't necessarily look like he was trying to steal the stat.
Yeah.
It looked more like it was like, well, I control the ball because I'm the point guard, so let's skip a step and just grab it. And because he's not like he'd just grab it and stand there and look around. He'd grab it and just keep going.
He's so fast and explosive that he was already doing something with it as soon as he grabbed it.
Exactly.
And he
it's
plays
like,
hard.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You can't ever say the dude doesn't hustle.
Yeah.
Or at least, no, I don't think so anyway. So, I mean, it's tough. And you were saying earlier, Bradley Beal is a sniper. So, I mean, what are the stats there? Like, I mean, how often is he kicking into Bradley?
I'm not 100% sure what the stats are, but I know Bradley Beal is, I guess, right now currently second.
Yeah.
Right, points per game.
I would say
So-
enough times.
Yeah,
He's
enough.
The
yeah.
second.
I know.
So
him-
it can't
yeah.
be that bad of a team player.
No.
You know what I mean?
He's averaging a triple double again.
And they got.
I mean,
they
that's
got-
ridiculous.
Yeah, and they got the rookie. Was it Hachimura? Right.
Yeah, Rich.
Yeah. He's he's a rookie, so he plays. I can't remember if it's power forward or center, but anyways, he's rebounding the ball pretty much, and he's getting his. You know, he's getting his rebounds, he's getting his points, and it's like that three. Those three players have just kind of found it, and they've found each other, and they kind of are starting to complement each other,
Right.
and that's why people in the West, teams in the West, are starting to kind of fear the Wizards coming up, and it's like, what the hell? I thought these guys were going to be lottery pick this year, something like
Right.
that. And now they're starting to complement each other, and it's starting to go. And you know, something incredible about Westbrook is this guy is about to, if it's not this year, it's next year. He's going to break the record for most triple doubles ever recorded.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The thing was, people were writing off this season because he was playing with a torn quad. He came out and said that recently. And if you watched him early in this season, he was terrible. He was bad. He looked washed up. And people were talking about maybe Houston won the trade with John Wall and Westbrook because he looked that bad.
Yeah. He was playing horrible at the beginning of the season.
But then something happened over the past 30 games. He's been on a fucking tear, and he's like kicking ass, taking names. He's averaging a triple double again.
Yes.
The Washington Wizards they're like winning games. They're beating the Lakers. They're beating the Clippers. They're beating Boston. They're beating everybody.
Yeah.
And Westbrook has a lot to do with that. But I have a problem with his coach saying that he's top 2 point guards all time.
Yes.
All time?
Behind Magic Johnson. He said all
right,
time.
so
I don't know about that.
Let me read this quote real quick. So this is from Scott Brooks, his current coach in
okay.
Washington, and his, I guess, coach
Former coach
in
in OKC.
in OKC
OKC,
as
yeah.
well. So the quote says, "I used to always say he's going to probably go down as the third best point guard ever, but I think he's past one, and he's going down as the second best. One is Magic, right? And what he's done, there's no point guard that has ever done it. Nobody. So that's a quote from Scott Brooks. So he's going to go down as number 2 according to Scott Brooks.
Do you guys even think that he's top 3 in the league now?
No.
No.
I have Curry, and I have Curry for sure at top 2 all time.
Chris
I would-
Paul.
Chris Paul, I think
Chris Paul, yeah.
not today. He's not better than him today.
Maybe not today, but yeah, you know when
As
you
a
think
point
about
guard.
Yeah, when you think about point guards though, like with Curry, I mean he can dish it, but with, I guess it depends on what you want out of your point guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want him to score? Do you want him to dish it? What do you want him to do? Like how do you build your team? So like Chris Paul has always been one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
Steve Nash was one of my favorite players
Steve
of all
Nash.
time. Like
I hated playing against Steve Nash when I was a Spurs. You know, when I'm a Spurs fan.
Right.
When he was on the Suns, it's like,
Well-
dude, this guy can ball and he can talk shit
yeah.
and he can back it up.
The modern NBA point guard needs to score
yeah.
and also distribute. And I think Curry does both. And he does it better than Westbrook. He shoots better than Westbrook.
He definitely shoots
He
better than
spaces the
Westbrook.
floor
There's no
better than
question.
Westbrook.
Yeah.
He leads his team better than. I don't know about that because Westbrook is a good leader. But if I want to win a game, I'm not taking Westbrook. Not top 10 in current point guards. If I'm going to win a game, I'm not taking Westbrook.
I don't know. I think if I want to win a street basketball game, I'm taking Westbrook.
Yeah.
But this
yeah.
is street
All
basketball.
right, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you. Let's say they're all healthy.
Yeah.
Halfway through the season, let's call it game 47.
Yeah.
I'm taking Westbrook.
Yes.
If it is the game 5, you're trying to close somebody out in the first round, I'll take Curry.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I
You know,
can
because
see that. Yep.
you know, like Curry is crunch time. We've already seen it.
Yeah.
You know, dude can shoot, and I mean, we saw it all the way back in Davidson. You know, he can those high arching threes from what feels like 40 feet out. You know, it's just ridiculous.
He got 1 foot on a logo.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane.
Yeah.
And like it's almost like he didn't look at the bucket, but it goes in.
Yeah.
Westbrook has to beat you, and then hope he didn't get called for a charge because he's not looking.
Yeah,
You know,
he just barrels in every
I
time.
mean, I love Westbrook. I will always love Westbrook because I love watching him play at OKC. But when it comes down to it like that, if it is a game that actually matters,
Okay.
you're trying to close someone out,
Yeah.
and you don't have someone like Durant or Harden on the wing to kick it to, I'm going to go with Curry.
So 2 questions. 1, if you had to rank Westbrook right now, you don't have to give me a number. Just you say he's top 5. He's top 10. He's top 15 ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Yeah, ever.
He's top 10.
He's top 10 point guards ever.
Do you think he's that good?
I think he is that good.
You think?
He's not better than Curry. He's not better than Isaiah Thomas. Not better than Nash, Stockton.
I was about to say Stockton. That's who I was thinking.
Yeah. But he's top 10, and I feel like maybe it's not appreciated now, but when he's done playing, I think people will be like, you know what? He was top 10.
Yeah.
He was good.
There's just been so many players in the league. Because, like, you know, I'm 33, right? So I've been really watching since about, I'd say 95, 96. I remember when Jordan came back, right?
Yeah.
Not as obviously young, but I remember that. So I really remember watching Stockton play. And it's just the game is completely different now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to even – I mean, it's just so different. But even in that time, I'm not sure I'd call him top 10 because there's just so many good players out there. And a lot of them maybe Dante Ellis. Was that no, Monte Ellis?
Monte
Ellis. Yeah, Monte Ellis.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying. No. I'm just saying, like, all the different guys that have been in the league since, like, 95.
Yeah.
And you're going to say that he is top 10 out of all of that. Because that's a bunch of guys.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a bunch of guys.
You got, like, Jason Kidd still. You know, like that guy.
Kidd, Nash. Hey, you can even make you can even make an argument for JJ because he won a championship. And that's what it comes down to. What makes him the best? You know, like what do you want out of him? And is it career wise? He said like you step back when it's all over. Well, at that point, did he ever win one?
No, but he came close.
Yeah,
he came close.
Well, he's still got to go, right? He's still got years to go.
All I'm saying, I know we play in an era where stats like are overinflated and whatnot, and I know Westbrook cares about his stats.
Analytics.
I don't care what he says; he cares about his stats. He looks at the box score. All right, I need 5 more rebounds for triple double.
I think he does. Wow.
But if anybody could do it, they would. But he's the only one doing it. He's the only one averaging triple double for 4 years.
That's crazy.
Nobody else is doing
that's
that.
an insane stat. Yeah.
And I agree. He's a ball hog, and I don't like his attitude with the media and all that stuff. And I said, if I need to win a game, I don't want Westbrook.
So do you think?
But he's still very, very elite.
Which Ninja Turtle do you think he looks the most like?
Yes.
Donatello.
All right,
Donatello.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So, all right.
That was my question. Awesome.
But I would say he's top 1 at filling the box score. Top 1 ever. Nobody can fill a box score like Westbrook.
Nah.
Because everybody starts 0-0-0-0 like Bobby Portis. And he still somehow
You're gonna keep throwing that at me.
he fills it out. He fills it up. 20 rebounds, 20 assists, 15 points, sometimes 40 points, and 5 steals. He does it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's just he's just that good. But he's not top 2 all the time.
No, I think that's a stretch.
Yeah.
I think it's a stretch for sure.
His coaches is hyping him up. That's what coach is supposed to do.
That's what he's supposed to do. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm over that. What we got next? Canelo, Saunders, 22. You want to explain that?
It's 22-inch rims. Sorry.
Okay. So what's going on with that?
So I mean, first of all, we want to highlight right. So Flipside, you guys are gonna be having the fight.
We're gonna have the fight. We're gonna have some crawfish that day.
Awesome. So that's
we pretty much have every fight, whether it's UFC, boxing. We always have it. So if you ever need a place, come see us.
There you go. So we'll be at Flipside, catching the fight with Canelo and Saunders. So I mean, just we got this. It's like the Cinco de Mayo fight, right? Mm-hmm. It's Canelo's big payday. I guess Saunders as well. But the reason why we put 22 on there was, I think yesterday they were supposed to check into AT&T Stadium. No, sorry, it is AT&T, right? Dallas.
Yeah, AT&T.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones World.
Jerry World, yes. Yeah. And Saunders was like, "No, cancel the fight. This ring's too small." So,
which I didn't even know it could be too small.
Yeah, and I think like for amateurs or for practicing, it's supposed to be 16 to 18 feet, right?
Yeah.
And I think he was bitching about two feet around. I'm not a professional boxer. I don't know what that feels like. I don't know if that makes a difference. Mm-hmm. But basically Canelo was like, "Dude, stop crying, stop making excuses. Just we'll give you whatever size you want." I think he wanted 24 feet. Obviously, the wider you get, the more you get to run around. So I don't know. Are we going to see another Floyd Mayweather, running around, or what's going to happen?
I'd almost rather it be like 10 feet or something. Just get in there and quit running.
With Canelo, absolutely not. If I kind of agree with him. If I'm trying to run around and not eat Canelo punches, I do want more feet. I want 22 feet, 24 feet. If you give it to me, but for him to make a big deal like 22 feet wide to 20 feet, I'm like, all right, that's kind of too much.
So so I think so you got to remember Saunders is 30-0.
Yeah.
So he still has no blemish. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, he wants to win it, right?
Yeah.
He wants to go stay 30.
Is Canelo the favorite?
Canelo is the favorite. So the betting odds, I think right now currently are Canelo's minus 700, right? So you bet $700 to win $100.
That's
right?
crazy. I would never do that.
And then I think the odds for Saunders is
No, I just buy Dogecoin.
yeah. Brought to you by. And then Saunders is plus 400, so you bet 100 to win 400, right? So that's kind of, if you're into gambling, if you're ready to do it, go for it. And then the over under is over 10.5 rounds. So Vegas predicts that this is going to go over 10.5 rounds.
I did see the clip where Canelo was calling them all pussies.
Yes. For that reason. Because he was like, stop making excuses. I just wasn't man enough to say that word, pussy.
We're allowed to curse on the podcast. I think I might have been the only one doing that today, but
no, not anymore.
Unless Flipside has a problem with us cursing on the podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna have to edit that out.
I don't know anything about boxing, but I just know Canelo. Besides Triple G, nobody can give him a fight, right? Am I wrong?
I mean, he's.
Is Andy Ruiz gonna ever fight him?
No, their weight is just
two different weight classes.
Too much, yeah. But I mean, I think Canelo is he's that guy right now.
How old is he?
Yeah, he's.
How old is
nobody
he?
can beat him. I'm not 100% sure. I want to say he's like 28 or 30.
When did he fight Mayweather? He was like 22, something like that.
Yeah,
right?
when he fought Mayweather, he was really, really young, and Mayweather just pretty much ran around and punched him, got his points, won it by decision. So
come on, man, that's what Mayweather does.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to get your opinion. Mayweather versus Jake Paul.
Yes, we talked about that last week.
What's your first thought?
No, so it's Mayweather Logan Paul.
Oh, it is Logan Paul.
Yeah,
two Pauls.
They're both the same person. They just cloned each other.
It's
Man,
well, go
my
ahead.
first thought is, what the hell?
Yes. So wait, is that one going to be on Flipside?
Man, I hope not.
There's other professional, more important things to watch, right?
Did you guys not show the Jake Paul fight?
Yeah, we did.
Oh god.
I mean, like I said, we've shown them all. People were laughing, of course.
What'd you think about the robot? It was like,
just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Man, I don't know. How old is Mayweather now?
He's 45, something like that.
Yeah.
He might have
45,
be almost
46.
50.
Yeah.
Jeez. I hope it just comes out and just whoops him. I really do. I'm tired of this weird YouTube crap.
Yeah.
You know?
We had a discussion on this. That's the way boxing is going, where it's all corporate.
Yeah.
And who's going to bring us the most views and more?
Yeah, it's just hype.
Sponsorship.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's always been about money, right?
Right.
You want to be the first round pick in the NFL, the NBA, the MLB draft because you want to make money. You want to make a super fight because you want to make money.
yeah, I mean, boxing has always been about making money.
Yeah.
I mean,
But as a fan, you want to make you want to say, okay, these guys earned their money and they actually did what they're supposed to do.
Sure.
And never
well,
did
it's like Boston and the Lakers.
Yeah.
I don't really want to see that game because I don't come from either. I don't come from that era, and I don't come from anywhere near either city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're right in
I
the
want to
middle.
see the best basketball, whatever that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think it's crazy that I know it's all about money, but are they really gonna send Logan Paul to his death just for money? He stands no chance.
He's a sacrificial lamb for YouTube.
I think the fight's gonna be done under 1 minute for sure.
That'd be
No,
hilarious.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna sort of plan it out to where they're gonna box out, go a couple rounds. I also don't think Floyd Mayweather's that strong anymore. He's old. I mean, have you ever fought your grandpa? I fought my grandpa before, right?
All the time. What do you think we do in Arkansas?
Yeah.
That's a Friday night thing. You know?
I wanted to ask you. Fayetteville's kind of like the most liberal town in Arkansas, right?
Fayetteville? Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's like I remember
It's a lot like Austin in the sense where it's a blue dot and sea of red.
I remember I applied for college and they wanted me to apply at University of Arkansas. And they're like, you love Austin, right? I'm like, yeah, of course. And like, well, Fayetteville's kind of like they're trying to be like Austin, and you know what? They want Austinites to go there and go to University of Arkansas, which I was like, that's pretty interesting because when I think Arkansas, I think like cornfields and shit like that.
Yeah.
I know that that's Nebraska, but for some reason
Actually,
it's also Arkansas.
I will say that like in eastern Arkansas, there is definitely cornfields, but most people think like mountains and rednecks.
Water. I think of water and Walmart.
And hogs.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I mean, I guess you can say corn is true as well. But I mean, Fayetteville is kind of like. So I've only been in Austin for 10 years, right? So what people have told me Austin was, from what if I understand that correctly, then that's kind of what Fayetteville is. A bunch of local bands, a bunch of places to go see local bands, bunch of old hippies.
So should we send all the Californians that way?
Please don't. I mean, I like their money. I'll continue to take the Californians' money, But I also like to escape it and go home.
Yeah.
So
that sounds.
You know what's
extremely
funny?
interesting.
You know what's funny is like here, everybody complains about Californians, right?
Yeah.
When we go, because they complain about the condos and like tearing down local this and that, all that kind of stuff. When you go home, everyone complains about Texans because they're building condos and tearing down local places. I mean, it's exactly the same thing. Last time I was home, I heard people like, well, there's another Texas license plate, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, come on, man. It's the same complaint, just, change the name. That's all it is.
Just
And that's
insert
how,
a different state.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I might have to go I might have to go visit Fayetteville because
Yeah,
I do miss the old Austin as a native Austinite. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, man. It's it's still relatively. Oh no, it's not relatively small. It is small. I mean, there's I want to say, including the college students, there's like 150,000 people maybe.
It's not a lot.
No, it's not a lot.
Compared to the 2 million in Austin nowadays.
Yeah.
And growing every single day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Enough of that topic. We already talked about that topic at all, but
that kind of transitions.
we should
into
have transitioned
good.
earlier to Arkansas versus the world.
So I'm curious what this headline or not headline, what this topic is.
Well, this is your idea, buddy. So you go ahead and get into it.
I mean, it was just kind of like a nice little, it's towards the end of the program, and we just wanted to hear, we wanted to hear how proud you were of Arkansas and what you love about it and what all of us here in Austin are missing out, and just give us, who's from Arkansas.
Why is Arkansas football the next best team?
Well, that's because of Sam Pittman, obviously. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Man, I wasn't fully prepared for this one.
So I got a little quiz for you.
Okay.
So
let's see how Arkansas am I. All right.
So the quiz is literally how Arkansas are you?
Oh my God, it's Kansas.
Oh my God.
It's Kansas.
Arkansas. Sorry. All right. So I got first question here, and you're welcome to join. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you.
Okay.
This is like your
pretty
calling.
embarrassed if I mess
Go ahead and
this up.
shoot it, Shemp.
Yeah, maybe this is your call to move to Arkansas. Or, I don't know.
You can start calling hogs with it.
Yes.
SOOIE.
we gotta learn, man. You gotta learn. All right. So name one NFL player, currently or past, from Arkansas, from the University of Arkansas.
Brandon Allen.
Okay. Yeah. QB for the Rams. Yeah, I think he's a current.
He is
player,
current.
right?
Yeah. And I mean, I could name like 15. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I mean,
During this fall talk, I was surprised that Peyton Hillis went to Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah. At one point, we had Peyton Hillis, Felix Jones, and McFadden all in the backfield.
Yeah,
That is like death.
Yeah,
for
it
defenses.
was crazy is because Peyton Hillis barely ever touched the ball. He was just blocking most of the time.
Yeah.
We were all actually kind of surprised when he got
The
drafted.
Madden cover?
And super surprised when we got the Madden cover.
curse.
That was the
Oh my
craziest
God.
thing of all time.
It was. Was it like play for the Browns at the time, right?
Yeah.
Why would you ever put Cleveland on the front of anything?
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway,
Peyton Hillis. There you go. That's the reason why. And then the other. So, can you name an older player? And obviously, I think we've talked about it. Peyton Hillis.
I mean Darren McFadden, of course.
So who would be your favorite?
Because when D-Mac played, I'd say probably D-Mac. Because I was in high school that whole time. And so he was only a couple years older than me, and I met him several times, not like at a signing or anything. Like he was like at parties and stuff.
Yeah.
So, well, and him and Felix Jones too. They used to have.
Damn, that's awesome.
They used to have these old beat up Chevys that were just like trash cars, right? But they had 24-inch rims on both of them.
Holy shit.
And they would drive around town. Fayetteville's not huge, right?
Yeah.
So they'd drive around town, and you would see them with these giant rims on these just crappy little cars.
Would they put? It was cars or was it?
No, they were cars. They weren't trucks.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Like, so you'd see, like, a car that normally has, like, 16s on or whatever it comes in stock, just this high off the ground. Just ridiculous.
So you're telling me like a Toyota Corolla, maybe, or
like an old Chevy Impala.
there you go.
Yeah.
A little longer, a little bit more space.
They both play for the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, at one point or another. I don't think
Yeah.
they played at the same time.
Yeah.
Because D-Mac, he got hurt early on. He played for Oakland because he
Yeah,
had no line, so naturally he was going to get hurt,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
just like Peyton Hillis.
Yeah. And well, actually, I always thought that Ryan Mallett would have done a lot better. But he really didn't
He
do
had the
much.
potential, and he went to the Texans, right?
Yeah, he was there for
Yeah.
a season.
Texans
yeah.
kind of ruined his career, so.
Sorry, brother.
I blame
Sorry.
you. I do blame you. I had forgotten about that. Now, you know what? This is over.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. NBA. Can you name a current NBA player and an old NBA player
Yeah, of
from
course.
the University of Arkansas?
Sonny Weems is the old one. Y'all have never heard of him.
No.
To be honest, I know a lot of NBA players.
Yeah, Ronnie Brewer.
There you go.
Um,
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonny Weems. I already said Sonny Weems. Bobby Portis, obviously, is the current one. You got Isaiah Joe and Mason Jones both play for the Sixers right now. I think Mason Jones started as a Rocket, and he scored. He had like one game where he had like 24, and like 2 days later they cut him.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, I would expect this. I'm not, on the spot here, but we've had all sorts of players throughout the years. So,
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think two that I
Corliss Williamson. What am I even doing here? Corliss Williamson won with Detroit with the Pistons. He played for Arkansas in 94, 95, and we went to we won it, the whole thing, and then the next year we were the runner-up.
Yeah.
And then he got drafted by the Pistons and played on that team that won.
Yes.
Okay.
That was one, and then the other one I was thinking about was Joe Johnson.
Oh yeah, how could I forget about Joe?
Joe
Johnson.
Johnson played for Arkansas?
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a baller. He was a baller.
Yeah, he still
I
reps the
saw
Hogs
Joe.
hard.
Yeah. He's in the big three tearing it up right now.
ISO Joe, yeah.
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 Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so we start moving along right here. Who is the baseball coach?
Dave Van Horn, DVH. He's a
Okay,
golden
okay.
god. Are you kidding me?
They,
Fun story here. Last year, so we didn't play very well, but last year, right before the pandemic, it was the last weekend, actually, because last year was leap year, right?
Yeah.
We were in Houston. It was the SEC versus Big 12 Challenge. And it was us and LSU and I think Missouri against OU, Texas, and Baylor, I want to say. And our hotel got switched right at the end, and we got put to some other hotel. And we were all mad about it, whatever, because it's further away from the stadium. Turns out we were on, and I was with LSU guys, right? We were on the same floor as the entire Razorback baseball team, and DVH, Dave Van Horn, he was 2 rooms over from me.
Holy shit.
And so I actually got stuck in the elevator with him twice. I say stuck, we didn't get stuck, but I mean like, so one of those things was we weren't playing very well at all. So normally I'd be like, hey man, y'all are awesome, blah, 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 blah. But every time he got in there, both times he was just kind of brooding. So I was like, I'm going to look this way. And, not say a word. I love you.
Yeah. Kind of like faded out as you were leaving or as he was leaving.
You're great.
Yeah. You get us there?
That's fucking hilarious.
Yes. All right. So here goes. They get a little bit funner.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, what is the official Arkansas fruit?
So you said it was tomato earlier.
Yeah. So it's the South Arkansas vine ripe pick tomato. So that's why you guys are like ketchup color.
This is not ketchup, all right? We are not Kansas City. This is actually a Pantone 201. It is Razorback Red. You can look that up.
There you go.
Just like
Aggie Maroon.
I
right?
do like the red. I like the red.
It's a good looking red. It's a hell of a
Yeah.
lot better than maroon. It's way better than that crimson crap.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'll give you that. Props for that one.
I think we're all over the crimson red.
Yeah. Well, yeah. burn out on it.
Any more questions? How many questions do you have, by the way?
All right,
you have a lot of questions.
Just a couple more. All right, can you name anybody famous who lives in Arkansas?
Who lives
Yeah.
in Arkansas currently? Oh man.
So like celebrities.
I guess that depends on what you think a celebrity is. You know, at one point, I don't know if he lives there now, but there's a tiny little town called Farmington, and LL Cool J bought
Wow.
no, Coolio. Sorry, it was Coolio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Coolio. He bought like a mansion out there, and
A mansion.
yeah,
Damn.
well, because it's so much cheaper out there. So
Yeah.
like, you can buy like a legitimate 7,000 square foot giant place on like 40 acres for the same price that you'd buy like a decent house out in like Westlake here. So at one point, I know because there are a lot of super wealthy people out there because they're the dollar stretches so much further. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as like current celebrities or famous people, I don't know off the top of my head.
I
I haven't
need
been
to-
there in 10 years. So.
I need to take our realtors over there and start investing.
I feel that 'cause it feels like everybody lives in Austin or
Yeah.
LA.
Right.
And I just saw a new 50 Cent move to Houston.
Oh, really?
50 Cent, an iconic New York rapper. Like you think New York every time you see him.
Yeah.
He lives in Houston now, which is crazy. It's just, that's the times we're in.
Well, I was thinking more of like Billy Bob Thornton, but
No, that's true. He's
Yeah.
from Arkansas.
Yeah.
I don't know if he lives there or not, but he is
well,
from there.
he's got like a summer home there.
That
So
doesn't surprise me.
all right.
That doesn't count.
So another question: which president is from Arkansas?
Oh, come on. Is that really a question?
You know the answer?
That's Wild Bill Clinton. Come on now.
Do you know that?
I did not know the
Have
answer.
you ever
I
had
knew the
the
answer.
Have you ever had the Bill Clinton handshake?
No, what is that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just a little tickle.
Maybe a little tingly inside.
No, so during the heyday of Arkansas basketball, he was at like every game.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to say, now I may be wrong about this, but I think he was the very first U.S. president to go to the national championship game and sit courtside.
So, question: did he or did he not have sexual relations with that woman?
I hope he did. Representing strong. No, I don't know.
you go.
I'm sure he did, right?
Cool, man. I mean, that's pretty much all I got. Oh, okay. Last question: can you name, besides Walmart, headquarters for businesses there?
Yeah, Tyson, J.B. Hunt, Kraft Foods actually has one there. George's Chicken, yeah. They're all within like 5 miles of each other. So that area is actually one of the top 5 wealthiest areas per capita in the entire nation. It's actually ahead of Beverly Hills. Isn't that wild?
That is. Yeah.
That's
Are
crazy.
you telling me all our chicken comes from Arkansas?
Most of your steroid chicken comes from Arkansas. Yes.
So every time I go to Pluckers, I'm eating steroid chicken.
Yeah,
So-
most likely.
Yeah.
So there's actually a mountain. We call it Zero Mountain, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a tiny little town called Johnson. It's in between Fayetteville and Springdale, right? One of those like you blink, you miss it. But John Tyson pretty much owns the town. There's a mountain it's hollowed out, and it's a giant freezer. So they call it Zero Mountain. They keep it at 0 degrees, and they keep a bunch of just frozen chicken. And they literally open it up and drive semis through it. And it's just a giant freezer, and they just toss it on there and drive right on through.
So
That
they
sounds
just got
fucking insane.
got
What the
yeah.
fuck?
They just keep going. Chicken.
That is
That's a lot of
crazy.
chicken.
What the fuck? I can't imagine somebody hauling down a mountain for chicken.
Right? It's crazy.
So Walmart or HEB?
Oh, man.
Was that on your list?
Choose wisely.
I tell you this. Around here, HEB, there's no question. The Walmarts here are just sad. But
Yeah.
the Walmarts where I'm from are like literally within a couple miles of the home office. So they're like immaculate. So
Damn.
I guess it depends on where you
So
are.
they never run out of stuff there.
They never run out of stuff. We used to go to like the deli to eat for lunch.
Dang,
I
that's
would
cool.
never do that at Walmart here.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think twice about doing
I don't
that.
think
No,
I've
new-
seen a Walmart with a deli here.
No, they have it. It just doesn't really look like a deli.
No,
It's just like, yeah, we got it.
Yeah, it's there.
Policy.
Policy. You gotta have it. Please don't come over here.
Exactly.
That's hilarious. I do want to say real quick, just to make my boss happy here. Flipside is not an Arkansas bar. You can totally watch any Texas team there,
Yes.
and he's a diehard Texas fan. So
Ooh.
I'm with that.
we like to fight about it a lot. He hates the Aggies, so
Oh man,
I know. I hate the Aggies, so. You know.
Hey, what do you say?
tell him show up on Saturday. I'll be Canelo.
Before
you be Saunders.
before they gave you that scholarship, you hated the Aggies. Don't lie.
Never, I never lie. What you talking about? An Aggie never lies, cheats, or steals, or tolerate those who do.
Well, whatever, bro.
And that's on Vane.
All right, guys.
The Southwestern Conference back in the old days begs to differ.
Yeah.
That does bring us to the conclusion of our show. This has been Over 500. I'm your humble, gracious, highly awkward host, Mark Ogian.
Yes. I'm Big E.
And
I'm Trevor, representing Flipside Bar. Come out and see us. Come watch the fights.
Thank you a lot for joining us today, brother.
Hey, thanks for the invite.
You.
It's
It was
been fun.
awesome.
It's
It
been
was
a lot of fun.
amazing. It was fun, man.
It's probably the most fun podcast we've had.
After we win the College World Series, we'll be back.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yes, we'll
For
have
sure.
we'll have you
Facts.
back. Yeah.
Facts. Mario, you got that right? Bet. Mario's my booking agent now.
We're making moves now.
Love it.
All right, Troy, you can hit the music, I guess.